Oi, oi! Podcast. Good evening, guys. Sunday night, 8 o'clock. This is the Wax Pod Hour. Hope you guys have had a lovely Sunday. Tonight, I'm joined by the one and only Alan from AM Details. He's also got his little co-host next to him, Marc Leddy. We've also got Specky Mcsporran and Darren Fitch from the Hairy Housewife. Tonight, the podcast, we are calling it Wax Pod. This is a little Wax Pod episode. We're going to be talking about wax stock. We're going to be going behind the scenes of AM Details. We're going to talk about the IDA. And we're also going to be joined by hopefully a few of you tonight. So hopefully, if you can go into the description, if you've got any questions you want to ask tonight, you want to pitch to the gents about detailing, just put up the questions. The chat box is going to be on the right-hand side. Get involved in the conversation. Lovely to see you. Lovely to meet you. My name is Johnny Shiell Detailing, and this is the Oi Oi podcast. So I'm going to bring in my first guests, Alan and Marc. Good evening, gents. Bringing you in. Oh, they paused it. Are they gone? Have they gone? Or are they there? There they are. There they are. Good evening, gents. How are you guys? He's put us on mute still. Look. He's pressed the M button.
Hey up, Johnny, what's cooking?
Hello.
he was
Bear with us. We're in the middle of nowhere trying to use this as internet, so hopefully it's okay.
No, you're all good, mate. You're all good. How are you guys tonight? How are you getting on today? You had a good day? You know when you go live and literally that's what happens. That's a great start.
Signal.
Literally there. The signal goes.
Good apart from the
completely.
signal.
Yeah, I think you're asking
I
about
love
our day,
it.
right? So today,
Yeah, literally the signal goes. As soon
today's
as...
been pretty good. We've done a couple days of
This you can't write it, can you? You cannot write this kind of show. The gremlins have literally kicked in. You can see them beavering away while they're at the in the technical section. Alan's... We'll find out what's going on in a second. Specky, how you doing, mate? You good?
Good. I'm doing better than Alan and Marc right now.
That'll teach him to play with the mute button on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh God, we've just overloaded it. It's not working now."
Are we live? Are we live?
Yeah. Oh, right. Thanks, Johnny. I'm here in Northern Ireland.
we might have to bring.
we're like those crazy American presenters when it's blowing a gale, snows go in, and they send that poor guy to stand going, "It's lots of snow. It's really windy." You can't hear anything he says.
Oh dear.
I think we fixed it. It looks like we've got green bars of signal on the screen now.
You got green bars of signal. You're back. We can hear you now. How you doing, guys? Can you hear us all right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Say again?
Don't. That's going to be the running joke for the whole night. What?
Here we go. Have you had a good weekend, guys? How are you getting on?
It's been a good one. It's been quite a long weekend.
Yeah, we've been over for 3 days now.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's your
Thursday,
fourth.
Friday, Saturday. Then no. Yeah, Thursday was travel day. Come over on Thursday, set up. It was pretty good. They cancelled or delayed my flight, so we managed to get some before time. Usually, me and Marc don't get a little bit of cute time together before we do training classes, and then we've had 2 days of business.
You do look like a really You do look like a really cute couple, actually. You look very nice. It's
We are a really good couple.
We are.
You're very, very cuddly tonight. Look at you.
Yeah.
It's been a long weekend. Is it top and bottom as you bunking up, or you've got separate rooms?
However he wants it, but I've got to wear the earplugs because he snores like a freaking goat.
Anything for business, eh?
Exactly.
And
What goes in
Ireland?
Ireland? What goes in Ireland stays in Ireland. That's what I say.
My
So,
missus is watching this here. She already
Is she?
thinks our relationship's a bit too close.
Love you, Lisa.
Classic. So, talk to me about what the weekend's about. Is it you've been over? You was over in Northern Ireland a few months back when you Al, and then you You come back again. Is this a second? Is this
No, this is
validation stuff, or is it a business training course? What's the?
Yeah,
is
so Mark and I have known each other, on the internet and detailing world and all that stuff for a long time, pre the more social medias that we all know. Hello.
Yeah.
And we're aware of each other and chatting. And then it was a real privilege once I started being active with the idea and pushing it and stuff. Bonk. Mark was like, you want to come over and just kind of tell the boys what this is about? And I was like, sure. So in that time when we were booking that event, we got to know each other, more, just talking to each other more. And we're like, wow, this is going to be really cool. I could do this, you could do that. We realized that we were kind of delivering the same type of training under different brands and had the same ethics, but also completely different spectrums of the world. At that time, Mark was, super hot in on sanding because Fizzer were making this new epic sanding system. So it just worked really well. We enjoyed spending time with each other, and the students seem to think we bounce off quite well when we give opposite opinions in training. But that's the beautiful thing of detailing. So we delivered that once. I left thinking that went well, and then sure enough, the phone lit up and it was like, when do we do it again? So
yeah, so it's pretty much every 6 months we try to get him over, or more often if the demand
we
is
can
there.
do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this man's diary is unbelievable. And trying to get him in more than twice a year is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, this podcast has been about a year overdue. Bless him. No, it's not.
I
Listen,
wasn't well for a long time of that year.
You wasn't. Listen, you wasn't well, and but you were very kind to give us some time anyway. Whether it be on joining a live that I was doing on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. So I always appreciate it, mate. And
it's honestly like I'm always there. Say this in a CDW, lurking in the background, and if I can help out in any way, then I'll dive on a live or team up or
shoot
from the hip. How I do it.
It's great to see you back doing what you love, mate, and it's great to see you doing things and traveling again. And how was that going to America? Because I've obviously caught up with a few of your YouTube podcasts and videos and all sorts of stuff. How was that going to the IDA meetings over in America and stuff, and seeing obviously people who haven't been obviously since COVID? You've not been out there for a long time. What was that like for you being back out there?
That was a roller coaster of emotions, that trip, actually.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have went from a health point of view, 100%. Should not have went for that trip from a health point of view.
Push yourself.
Yeah, but I needed to go. I needed to go and spend time with Jason Rose and do my stuff with Rupes. I've wanted to do that for a long time. We had it booked in, so it was like, I'm not going to mug that off. And then it worked out really well because it helped me acclimatize to America a little bit slower. What I mean by that is, Jason's like me, he's an early riser in Denver, so he's in work by 6 a.m. So that worked out really well for me because that would have been an hour, later in the afternoon. So it was easier for me to adjust my body clock, spend some time with him, do some epic stuff with the guys at Rupes, which is an absolute privilege. I still can't believe I do that because I don't know if many of you guys know, I'm not a Rupes employee. I'm literally a freelancer that gets.
I don't believe that for a second.
Part of it.
Yeah. Cash.
So
brown envelope. Brown envelope.
No, I don't have one of them. What do they call it? A 401k or whatever it is in America. I don't have a 401. So I got to spend a week over there. It was really cool. What was epic was assisting and then being key person and delivering some training sometimes, which was super cool. Like, imagine being with Jason Rose in his facility that he's designed, delivering a class that he's shown you over a presentation on a Zoom call, and then you're delivering it to his students. And he's there like nodding or agreeing with the way you deliver it. Pretty epic. It's like a big tick. I'm doing something right in my world of delivering Rupes content.
Do you still get? I know when you speak to when I speak to David Beckham, I've got to be careful. When you listen to David Beckham talk about people he's met when he went to America, playing for Man United, playing for big teams, all that sort of stuff with football. Is it something like yourself? Beckham still gets starstruck when he sees people he watched in movies and stuff. Is it still something like that when you go over there and when you meet these people? Do you get that feel? I mean, I know detailing is its own celebrity. Does that make sense?
I still get starstruck every time he comes over here. He's been over at God knows how many times. You may as well have a bed in the house here.
No, it's I think what's really cool about it is we put these people on a pedestal. Like you guys all have followers, right? And your followers will put you on a pedestal, whether that is because they have their own issues and challenges in life, and you're an inspiration for them. I don't care how many followers you've got. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, if you inspire someone, or if it's because the content you're delivering is helping them get better at their job. I had to answer this recently in a question. I think it was when I won the award, cheesy plug. When AM Details won the Supplier of the Year award, I got asked in a question, and it wasn't difficult for me to answer because I didn't want it to come across arrogant because it's typed word. As in, I have the real privilege that the people I idolize are my friends, and it's that old saying of, you know, surround yourself with the people that make you feel good and want to push you, and they're not always gonna, you know, they're not always gonna say, "Oh, well done, Alan." They're gonna say, "What are you up to?" And you know, I'm just really lucky that the people I idolize in the industry are just normal people. Like David Beckham's just a normal person. It's just,
exactly.
What are the chances that you have the opportunity to meet David Beckham, for example, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. You got to turn up to a football match, try and meet them. But in the organizations I'm in and the companies I work with, I'm not just meeting these people randomly outside a football ground. It's my job to go and, you know, train them or work with them on a five-a-side football game or do, that's my job. It's working at Rootbeer.
Exactly.
So whether it's a couple of times I'm just with Jason and being quiet initially, and then you give a little opinion and that's a great idea. It's the same in the IDA. So you end up being in video calls with, you know, Mike Phillips, Jason Rose, and some guys you wouldn't even know that are brand new to the industry. Right? It's like being on a call with Specky, and I'm sat there like no one gets to know, for example, who Specky is because they're not on YouTube, they're not on Instagram. And I'm in there like it's epic being with this guy. And if you were just all here in this meeting, you get to see the cool stuff that he delivers. So I'm really lucky that I'm with the people that inspire me every day, whether it's my family or people I work with. But yes, I still get a little bit starstruck when you kind of take for granted you're going out for meals, doing bits and pieces, whatever, and then they flick on the, oh yes, I'm Marc Leddy, or yes, I'm Jason Rose button, and you're stood there like, oh shit, I forgot you do this and how good you are. Thank you, I needed this.
But in that respect, do you ever find there's always that story of, or the warning, never meet your heroes, because you might be disappointed. Have you ever been into such a situation? I know the IDA is a very, very inclusive situation. It's just like detailing. We're all in the same boat to a certain extent. You know, we've all got this shared thing. But have you ever come across a situation where someone is just like, I actually wish I hadn't met this guy because he might come across really well online and in all the chats and all that stuff.
Me every day.
But then you get to meet someone in person and you're like, God damn, that was the biggest disappointment.
That's how my followers feel every day if they meet me. What a disappointment.
Oh, it's going slow, and he's wow.
Mark's lost.
Oh wait, it's going through. It's filtering. Is it that bad?
Buffering.
That bad.
I also want to apologize because that question came across that we kind of have a rough idea what happened, but it was like Specky going, have you ever met the, and then you don't.
Go on, Specky. Replay it.
Oh God, signal issues that we're gonna have to fight here. He's adjusting the phone. Hold it higher, and then stick one leg up in the air. It's like trying to get reception for Channel 5 back when it first launched.
Go stand by the window.
Is yours on now?
We can hear you guys. We just can't see you that well.
Yeah.
Just going on. Just talking about what Specky was just saying is talking to. I've been very lucky to do. I tell you what, if anyone has ever listened to this on Podbean, get the opportunity to press the link.
We'll try another connection here.
Go for it.
Dear.
If anyone's listening to this on Podbean, go and press the link in the description on the Podbean app, because what you'll absolutely get to do is get to watch the YouTube video, because the sign language from Alan and Mark is impressive. It literally is. It's
Alan's
like
got his IT rectification face.
We might have to have Mark. Mark will be on a stool on a minute with a coat hanger, trying to get better frequency. Darren, how you been tonight, mate? Bring Darren in. How are you, mate?
I have been good, mate. I've been good. Been a busy few weeks trying to get that charity wax out and going with iDetail Pro. I believe you bought Johnny. I am chuffed with that. I didn't expect many people to buy it, if honest with you.
Yep, I bought some, mate, and yeah, it's great. It's out there for a good cause, mate. A really good cause.
It is for a good cause. So I've been wanting to raise money for this charity for years, and what better way to do it than something I love and with another passion of mine, which is beekeeping. So chucked a bit of wax to my Detail Pro.
That was literally quite funny, mate. That you put. I had no idea you were a beekeeper.
Oh, mate, there's plenty of strings to my fiddle, mate. There's plenty of
a goalkeeper, but not a beekeeper.
Yeah, no beekeeper. Yeah, so me and my old man, we got. I think it's between us. We've got about 20 hives. So yeah, and last year I sent iDetail Pro some wax out to play with, and he come back and said, "I've got a fantastic idea." We were on the phone for about 2 hours, and charity wax was born.
Fair play, mate. You're part
Honestly,
of.
I looked at you and I was like, "What? This beekeeping? No, not really." But then as soon as you put the video up showing you in the whole outfit, I was like, "God damn it! Actually, you know what? I see it now. I can see it. I couldn't see it before, but I see it now."
Yeah. The visual on him as a beekeeper was like, what the funny and then you see him in his outfit and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, though, usually I only put that outfit on for that video. Usually when I'm like with my old man's got the full suit on. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen that Friday night dinner, with Jim when he goes near the dogs. My old man's like that every time he goes near the bees. I'm not. I'm usually dressed like this. I don't usually worry about protection, but yeah,
I don't worry about protection. So your family dress up a lot. Do you want to talk about this? Is this turn the chat? Is this turned into
Hang on a second.
Confessions of a beekeeper.
No protection and a bit of cosplay. Hello.
Oh, I like to get stung a lot outside.
That brings a whole new meaning to BDSM, doesn't it?
Oh, BDSM.
BDSM. Boom, boom. So going back to the original question, what Specky was saying? What Specky's on the shots.
Sorry.
What can you hear us, Al and Mark? You up there?
Yeah.
Yo, I think we're back. We're on Mark's.
We got you now. We got you.
They've put another pound in the meter.
Yeah.
The question was from Specky was, have you ever met anyone that you idolised or looked up to in the industry, and then met them and felt disappointed? Obviously, I put my hand up and said me, but it was one of those where have you ever met anyone that you thought, on camera, off camera, you thought, like the look of them, or have you, detailing seems like an industry a bit like golf, that it's actually quite an industry of level-headed to a certain extent at the top end of the top end of the market, quite level-headed guys. Like when you meet people at the top of their game, the humbleness and humility becomes even higher when they're at the top. It's actually the nonsense that goes down at the bottom. It's a bit like, I relate it to a bit like football fans, in a sense that football fans are so aggressive towards the players. You shouldn't be playing for that amount of money, blah, blah, blah. But it's because they would love to be that guy. That's what I say. So I see that in detailing quite a lot, and I spoke to Specky about this the other day about this kind of topic of conversation about the detailing industry, about a bit like boxing, is that a lot of boxing fans are like getting upset about the YouTubers saying, why are you coming into our business? And, it's only for boxing purists. And they'd rather see it fail than see it succeed. It's like, it's ours. We want to see it fail if not. And I'm talking about detailing as an industry is fascinating, because obviously you guys are part of the IDA. Obviously you guys are, Alan's now the top of the tree. And it's, when we spoke to Jason on the podcast, Jason Ottenus, we spoke to, obviously, Phil Miranda, and I know Alan yourself, and I'm sure you are the same as Mark. Your humility for wanting to improve everybody at every level is there, right? What happened there? Can you hear me right? Have I missed a joke?
It's honestly, right? You guys, I mean this in the nicest way, right?
Go on.
You guys, when we're doing like the filler bit and we're kind of chatting and we're getting like a bit of backstory, we hear everything. And then when you go, right, so we have a question.
Oh, you joke? Is it really? Is it really that? Can you hear us right now?
No one's allowed to say the word question, because I think if we say it, then the Wi-Fi knows.
Amber's in the
house.
Okay
at the minute.
It's good now.
It's good now.
Can you hear us right now? So, what I was trying to...
make it a short question. Have you ever met someone? Have you ever met someone that you originally thought might be kind of cool, and then when you did actually meet them, they weren't? This is going really well, isn't it?
Professional, isn't it?
Yeah. This, You wait a year. You wait a year to meet your idols.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the opposite.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like we're getting judged by these two guys on how shit our podcast is.
Until I'm at home on the Wi-Fi.
It's literally this is like two. I feel like I'm auditioning for Alan and Mark. They're just watching and they're going.
I mean, this whole podcast.
Terrible.
By the time it's over, we might have got one question.
I feel like he's going to get the buzzer. Yeah, exactly. He's going to be honest. Get the buzzer out. That's it.
I think we got the question.
No one ask a question. Mark will answer. No one ask a question. He's just going to speak.
Go on, Mark.
No,
Come on.
I mean, for me, it's been the opposite, where I've actually seen people that I thought were maybe quite aggressive on certain detailing forums and on Facebook, social media, and sort of you can't get tone from text that much. And then when you meet them in person, it's the complete opposite. They're such a grounded person. You get on incredibly well. I've never met anyone through detailing that I would say, no, I really don't like that fella.
No. My wife calls me Mr. Nice Guy Alan, so I think even if I didn't like you, I probably wouldn't tell you.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
No, joke. So is there anyone I've met? I don't think so. I think kind of something you were saying is, I don't know, the industry. I wouldn't say the industry isn't full of people that don't want to give their opinion and maybe it's negative, because I do get chastised a lot, especially the role I'm in now in the IDA, and you've got to be open to that, you know. But I wouldn't say I've ever met someone I'm just like, never want to see that again in my life. And even if you do, you just can't dwindle on it. You just can't think it. But I think to Specky's question of have I ever met any of my idols and they've ended up being
Bellends.
a disappointment. Thank you. I was trying not. And why the curse words in my head? I don't know why.
We're on YouTube, mate.
No,
That's so we like.
Either that's because I picked my idols well, or maybe Mr. Nice Guy Al brings the nice out in everyone. Aww.
Trust Alan to turn something that could have been insulting into just something that makes him look awesome again.
That's why he's the president, because that was such a political answer. That was brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
I'm generally trying to think if there's been a moment I've been like, all right, Bellend.
But Waxstock hasn't happened yet, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have done many Waxstocks, and I do get chastised and walked up to by random people with cameras on poles a lot, and none of them are yet to annoy me.
You haven't met me yet.
He remembers, though. What a legend. That was funny. I looked back at that again the other day, and I was like, I wasn't able to absorb everything about what it looked like because I was so excited to talk to you at the time.
Freaking pole that weighed about 20 kilos.
It didn't matter. I didn't care. Like I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't tell what was going on. I was there chatting to Alan. This is the guy that I had been following on YouTube for years and on Instagram and everything. And I was like, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I was hoping for. And here he is talking to me, like, not like anything like this is just too, like, he was talking to me like I was normal, not like I was some sort of like, a random guy with a camera. And it just felt so awesome. So I still appreciate that, man. That was awesome. Really did.
This is where he met his idol and he was really
he met his idol and he was really disappointed.
After the show, I was like, oh, see, this guy is so good. And then the camera's off and I'm like...
I can't wait to meet people at Waxstock because it's my first one.
Yes.
Is it?
Specky, are you going to be like that this year, though, Specky?
I think a lot of people do and don't know. They're like, oh, is it sold out? There are Waxstock tickets still available. You can go and buy them. Hashtag Waxstock. Like, go nuts, guys. Yes, when you see people talking about, oh, Waxstock's full, I think they're speaking from a supplier point of view that because of the COVID restrictions, they had to take some and make more space so that we could have the same capacity of people walking around. They had to remove a few of the stands. So I think that's what's cool. There are still tickets. Come and join us. Honestly, you just need to go to events. You need to get out there, go and see the people. Johnny, I will stick a freaking GoPro on my chest, Chief. You can have 24 hours of point of view, Alan. Use it at special points, but
I'm not sure
that's podcast. I'm going to turn it later.
You gotta go. And when I advise people to go to these things, woo! All right,
give us the light, and let there be light.
But when you go to these things, remember everyone else is going to do the same as you. So don't go. It's natural that you're going to be a bit shy. It's natural you might want to go and speak to people. start simple if you are that. Like, go and speak to your friends, or go up to a stall and just speak to a supplier, and then you can approach people. But literally, everyone is there knowing that this is going to happen. And if people are in this industry being paid to be on a stand to speak to people and they don't want to be there, then they won't be in that job very long. That's what Wax Talk's all about.
That's so true. Like, I turned up with a camera and a microphone, shoving it in people's faces, and they were just like, "Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's do it." That was awesome.
Specky, are you expecting it to happen to you this year? Like, is it going to be weird for you now going back this year and people wanting to talk to you?
Do you know what? I was talking to Johnny and Paul about this the other day.
We had this chat. Go on, Specky.
I was like, so like last time I went to Wax Talk, 2019, first time I'd ever been, I was there as the fan.
Yeah.
And then this year I'm going to be there. I'm a podcaster. I'm a better known YouTuber, and I'm getting messages from people saying, "Hey, I can't wait to meet you in person." And I'm like, that's weird, but okay then. Hey, look, big screen. Well, I'm here. Shots!
I am tiny compared to you. So I've only got, 670 followers at the moment. I have people saying,
what do you mean only? In the short space of time that you've been on, that's phenomenal. If I could have got that kind of growth in my that space of time, I would have been over the moon.
I'm a bit like, I want to be bigger. I want to be better. I feel weird that people are saying to me, "I can't wait to meet you." And I'm like, why would you want to meet me? What you know what I mean? Why do you want to meet me?
Yeah.
And I've got loads of people saying that. And I'm like, why? What is special
it's
about me?
because they connect with you, right? So this is the beauty of YouTube. People follow you because they make a connection, not just because they like your content or whatever. I mean, your content could be about anything, but if my content was about remote controls and I said, "Today I'm going to be looking at this remote control here," I'm not going to connect with anybody.
No.
If you have a little bit of personality that clicks with somebody in some small fashion, that's enough to make them go, "This is the kind of guy that I could enjoy sitting down and having a pint with and shooting the breeze and talking about things like this," because they have that connection with you and your personality and the way you bring yourself across. If you come across well, you're gonna attract people into your sphere, into your circle. That's completely normal. So I had that from like really early on as well. But when I went to Wax Talk, I was still only 500 subs at the time, and barely anybody knew me. I think some of the suppliers and manufacturers and some of the detailers knew me, but I was only stopped by 2 people who were just audience, who were just guests like me, who came up and just said, "I really like your channel. Thanks very much for making the videos." And that was it. That in itself blew me away. And now Paul and I are getting messages, and they're like, "Cannot wait, mate. This is going to be so much fun. Can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to chat to you." And like, it's really kind of slightly scary and cringy for us. But by the same token, it's also super exciting.
Is it a bit overwhelming? Because obviously, like I said, I'm still fairly new. I've only been doing this a year, but I get very overwhelmed with it already.
I think it depends. It depends. It depends how you handle this kind of thing. What kind of YouTube forces you to get a thick skin. You have to accept the crap that goes with the good. Yeah. You have to be willing to take the criticism on the chin. Someone is going to come along and say you're awesome, and the next person is going to say you're crap. And you've got to have a thick skin about that and just say, fine, you're entitled to your opinion. That's great. So having that thick skin does kind of help with the whole fan aspect of it, where people are going to want to come and say hello to you. That does make that a little bit easier to deal with. But Paul and I spoke about this, and we still said, as much as we've put ourselves out in the public eye with the podcast and our channels and so on, it is still going to be slightly scary. It's going to be slightly nerve-wracking. And honestly, I think up until the point where we walk in the door of the arena, we're going to be crapping ourselves right until the point where we walk in. We honestly are.
I'm so nervous about it. I really am.
That's when my agoraphobia cures up, and I just want to go and see that. I'm like, you know what, mate?
Honestly, like the craziest
we joked about this. We joked about Johnny not being able to go, and we said we thought it was just because he couldn't get there. And he says, "I'm comfortable in my car." We said, "Let's put his car on a transporter and take the transporter into the arena, so you can sit there in his car and go, all right, how's it going?"
Should have put him in the top 16.
I think it's an interesting one though, because like I said, Alan's YouTube channel, and we spoke to Jason about this for Chicago Auto Pros, and how much does the channel contribute to your business, Alan, with the AM details? How does the YouTube channel contribute now? Was it something that helped you to build a platform? Because Jason's response to his social media was, "We're a media company first." Is it something that you think that way now with your business, with the product, with the brand, those kind of things? Because it's something that I speaking to Jason about with my hairdressing business, I was more into the social side and as a hairdresser coming through, it was all about videos. It was all about media. It was all about this sort of stuff. It was about branding yourself early days in the early 2000s to really punch out videos, get yourself into the platform. So that's been a stronghold of my hairdressing business. Has that been something for you for YouTube, social media, Instagram? Since we're in this Web 0.3 now, where social media is huge and entrepreneurism and putting your brand out there, how's it affected your business, Alan?
Would any of you guys know me if I wasn't on YouTube?
Definitely.
No. I wouldn't.
Yes, because I knew you on Instagram before I knew you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. So
I had Instagram a long time ago.
Did it help my business massively to the point where my business took lots of different shapes and forms? So there's 3 businesses in one.
Okay.
It was probably way too much for one guy to manage, and I should have did what Jason did and built a team and scaled. But with all the other things I have juggling at home, we never got there. The YouTube channel still to date has people coming through our door going, I just seen that video, how do I get it? I think people forget how evergreen these things are, how much your content you put up.
Yeah.
Kind of scary. It is there forever unless you delete it. It is influencing people right now. It is still making small residual amounts of money. But every time you put a video up, we have a pulse, which then makes you think, Alan, why did you stop? But I couldn't physically make videos. So we're back to doing it now.
Well, you were talking about it in their business training there the other day, that people were seeing Alan's videos on YouTube and asking for that exact service and also to be featured.
Yeah. People go in, I want my car on your YouTube channel X, how much? We'd never had that before. So Eon was just like, I don't know, £200 and you can be in the next video. And then we just kept putting it up, and it got to the point where almost people were paying the same money to have their car on YouTube as the service. It was crazy.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
100%,
I understand that a lot.
It is without a doubt worth it.
I understand that, especially from a business perspective. It was something that was drummed into me when I worked at Tony and Guy up in London, and obviously doing the videos, doing the videos, doing the all the in a hairdresser's perspective, Alan, it's very similar to detailing in the fact that when you work for Tony and Guy and these big brands, you go to become an art team, and it's a bit like you going to Rupes. You all come together collectively and create a collection and go and perform that collection around the world in different countries. So it's a very similar aspect to what you're doing with the IDA and going to America and these kind of situations. And I think definitely social media, when I first come into detail, it was funny actually, because you actually do get the opportunity to meet people you see on YouTube. You know, I was so giddy to speak to Paul, to speak to Specky. You know, that didn't last very long. I'm only joking, lads. I'm joking.
Thanks, love you too, prick.
But no, I'm joking. But it's nice to it's nice when you actually start to build that brand and you start to build that stuff on social media. But it is still a shock to see how many people you inspire, because you just only feel just like yourself. And I do feel like when doing the podcast and stuff, I've loved doing these shows because it's really important for me when I came into detail and when I spoke to Ron Valenova, who I absolutely love to pieces, other guys in the industry that just are so integral, like yourself, Alan, Jason, these guys that I wanted to surround myself and I wanted to surround myself in a circle that I was pushing myself onto the next level to think around that sort of that mindset. Because if you are going to inspire people, I wanted to make sure I was around the right people to be inspirational. I think the IDA, being the president, there's a responsibility there, isn't there, to try and, I suppose, in a way, like being a parent of it, it's trying to live right, act right, behave right, politically correctly for anybody who comes into the industry. Is that right? Or can you still hear me, guys? Have I just waffled on?
So we did jump in and out a little bit. So to go onto that tiny little bit, I think one reason people related well to the channel was it was never sexy editing. It was never posh cameras. It was a Samsung S6 when a good friend of mine, high five Daniel, I love you, big boy, from Monster Energy told me you should literally be making content. Like your personality that you have is presenter / you can wing it live. So you should just record this on your phone and I'll put it together. And that's how the channel started. And I think a lot of people like that because it's very grassroots. A detailer can look at it and go, I don't need to have a posh camera. I don't need, like, it's amazing what Jason's got, all the audio, all the team, 6 editors. Fantastic. But that's how the channel started. And then it is still raw, and I am the guy that's on the camera. Yes, sometimes Crohn's gets me down, and do I put it on a little bit for the camera? No, I just make sure I'm pumped up, ready, and G to go. But that is me. I am a bit daft, and I am a bit silly. So to come into the bit where you're speaking about it, Johnny, about becoming the IDA president, do you have to like restrict what you're doing, do whatever? We were having a conversation off before we went live. Like, I've been in IDA meetings when I've been high on morphine and
yes, guys, I approve everything.
Right, so it's approved. Yay. I think so. There is a certain perspective of being the IDA president. The IDA president, in essence, my goal is just to make sure that the IDA is driving forward with its goals that we decide, make sure the committees have everything they need to achieve what they need to achieve. The board's not there to dictate. The board is just there to advise and finally sign off on as a bunch of directors. The energies at committees, that's where you guys get involved. Come join. And it's my job to be the center point of all that, I think, as a president. So if you guys want to chastise me, you chastise me, then I feed it to the right committee. Someone's come in and they're really passionate about a subject. How can I flip their energy and get them into a committee so we can actually make that happen somewhere around the world? And be vocal about it. I don't think you can be a president that sits just in a meeting once a month for 12 months. So they chose me, they put me in, so there must be something about my slightly crazy
It's the beard. What did that just on a serious note though, Alan? Obviously with your health and the situation last year, and it's documented online now. We saw the video with Jason asking you about it. What did it mean to become the IDA president this year? What did it mean to you as personally?
It was epic. So to give a bit of backstory on that, of course, you don't go into this and it just happens. I did have a bit of passion about, hey, how about I'm the first European board member? That would be pretty cool. And then maybe, hey, I said to Jason Rose once before, how cool would it be if I could be the first European president? Because I knew the people in there. You can't be a nobody inside the IDA and become the president. You need to be voted in. People need to. So I knew people in there. I liked what was going on. I liked the presidents before. I liked what they did. And I was just like, it inspired me to think, hey, maybe I can do change. Maybe I can drive forward with something which is just to complete what we're already doing, but give that perspective of, I have traveled. I am not an American trying to guess, and I love every American in the IDA, trying to guess what globally is going on. Mm-hmm. I have traveled. I've been to China, I've been in around Europe, I've been to lots of places. So I feel I bring that kind of diversity into the global IDA. So I wanted to be the president, but DJ sped that up. DJ messaged me and says, hey, you're going to get on the board this year. You shouldn't know that. How would you like to be the vice president at the same time? We've checked the bylaws and it is allowed. You becoming a board member qualifies you to be the vice president. And the vice president doesn't have to be a board member, but anyway, to go into the bylaws. So it could happen. And I was like, whoa. So it isn't a decision you make lightly. I was like, let me get back to you. And me and Sarah talked about it. It was like, when you become the vice president, 9 times out of 10, you become the president unless you're rubbish at it. Unless, you're not mentored correctly. So we had a chat. It was the right point in our life pre-COVID for us to do it. And I became the vice president of the IDA, which then in and around that time, I was already traveling and doing a lot of epic work in Europe. It boosted that part of the energy even more. And I loved it. Come through COVID was rough for everyone, I'm pretty sure. And then I was really unwell. So we did have an execs meeting where it was like, are you going to be the president this year? Can you do this? Is there a lot going on? Is it going to happen? And we talked about it for 2 or 3 weeks, and then me and Sarah were like, yeah, we can do this, and I feel healthy enough. And in essence, I'm more approachable president. If you imagine, majority is still American that are going to be outreaching, so the time scales doesn't really suit them because they're that far west. But us being central on GMT, I can catch Americans in my afternoon. I can catch Chinese and Australians in my morning, in the middle of their working days. So if anything, I believe I might probably be the first most approachable president and being able to action stuff. So we gave it a go, and here I am. I'm 4 months in, about to have my 5th meeting next week, and I'm really excited about what's come next. I've really driven hard on the past 3 months, making sure people are achieving their goals. There's epic stuff coming. I'm excited. It's going to be cool. But what's scary is I'm already 5 meetings, only 12 meetings allowed to do. So I'm nearly halfway through my presidency already.
Oh, That's classic. Yeah, I mean, this year's flying by. This year's flying by. My daughter's nearly 6 months old already. It's crazy. And I know, obviously, yourself as well, Al. You know, you're juggling family as well, and there's for me now. I'm 41. I'm enjoying spinning all the plates. I'm in a place in my life where mentally and physically I'm the best I've been in 15 years since I got into detailing, and I'm achieving things at the moment I never thought was even possible. Even though I've got the restriction of my mental health with my agoraphobia, but I'm doing so many things from this location. It's insane. But it is juggling family away from your family as you are all the time. There's a lot goes in juggling your health. I know I don't have the same health issues as yourself, but I do have health issues in myself that restrict me from doing certain situations, and it's tough to have boundaries to certain things that you have to do, and it's a difficult one. But we're proud from the UK to see you heading that thing. I think I speak for everyone on here that says, and everyone in the UK that watches your shows, watches what you do on social media, how you conduct yourself. To me, is what makes you so appealable, and also someone who we all love, to be honest with you. Alan, I'm not just trying to say that just because you're on the show tonight. I've said it to you I've said it to you privately on your WhatsApp, mate. So continue to keep what you're doing, mate, because I think you're very inspirational to a lot of new people.
High five, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucking
definitely.
epic. High five. I swore on live.
I wish I could be as nice as you. Sadly, I can't. I've got a dark side to me, and it is. But I'd rather put you in front of me in any sort of way.
A quick one on it though. Yes.
What's that? Sorry. Go on. What'd you say, Al? Say again.
I do have. You don't want to see my bad side. No, I do. I think.
Yeah, we want to see we'll see the bad side off camera. We'll get it. We'll leak into
It's not going to happen here.
Yeah, it's very
So will the bad side come out at Waxstock the night before?
unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Amber,
Yeah.
how you doing, girl? We just want to welcome Amber, the
Is that a
female
signal gone again, or are
detailer
you all just
in the house.
keep
We can
muting
see
me?
you. We can hear you. We can hear you, Al. How you doing, Amber? Nice for jumping on. Thanks for jumping on tonight, darling. How you doing?
No worries. Well, I had a spare half an hour, so I thought, why not?
Right. Wait, please hold. I'm just going to brief you all on this. Please hold. How many of you guys have been to Waxstock before?
Not me.
No, not
This
me.
is my first time. I am a proper Waxstock virgin.
God, I'm so glad Paul's not in here.
Is that oh,
I cannot wait to pop my cherry.
I literally.
Stop it.
That's
Paul
why
is
I'm
in the
asking.
comments,
Is
though.
there a piss up the night before? Because I want to get to round as many people as I can. You shouldn't have invited me on.
Oh God, I am
You
so
cannot
glad.
use
I'm
that
so
language
glad
around
Paul's
Specky
not here.
or Paul.
Paul is it?
Paul
Paul
is in the comments. He is in
Paul's
the
in the
comments.
comments. Paul
Is he-
seems
oh,
to have
no.
Paul has comedy time, and he knows when something comes. He can sniff an innuendo from miles away.
I'm so glad.
He can
Oh my
sniff an
God!
innuendo.
You realize I'm gonna get messages about this? Like I've already had a voice message tonight. I'm gonna have another one tomorrow saying I heard Amber.
Everyone hears me, apparently.
Yeah, but this is it. So yeah, you were fair point, Alan. How much of it is a piss up at Waxstock the night before? I know there's the dinner, and then everyone goes to the casino and gets smashed, right?
They're gone.
Is he going? Can you hear me?
Or mute again.
He's probably put us on mute again. Look.
It's like,
He's
oh,
like,
no, not
I can't lip
close that
read.
one off.
I can't lip read.
This is and a word from our sponsors.
Restream, where the connection is always stable.
yeah. BT.
Oh,
This
good.
It's not me trying to download the
Oh
box
my
and
God.
You might have found out Mark wants to always keep his phone on him.
Yeah, just don't move it. Right. So there's the dinner, the trade dinner the night before Waxstock.
Sorry, guys. We're live.
Oh,
You
jeez.
restream.
Yeah, it is like that.
It's just so good.
It's gone like Jackie
Epic.
Chan in there, isn't it? It's gone like Jackie Chan. You're
Sure,
fine.
Becky, I feel
Fine
terrible.
me.
Every time I try and ask a question, he's like, "Nope, it's not happening."
There's two podcasts here. It's like I think he's just ignoring you, Specky. I think it's just your connection.
Yeah, I think it's just me. Yeah, I bet you if he does this to me live at Wax Talk, if I speak to him and then he answers a completely different question, we know it's a real deal thing. Look, big screen shots. Oh no! All right, I want to hit some.
I can't
comments.
drink on a Sunday night.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
Yay. Right.
Right. I'm going to keep the voice down so it doesn't come across too loud, and then maybe that way it won't interrupt your internet too much.
Whisper it. You can use the Alan. If you can't hear us properly, just we've got a private chat function on the thing that you can actually read the questions. We'll type them in. We'll type the questions in. You can just read them out loud.
So
And I wanted to say sorry to Amber because when she was speaking, it cut out, and then I think we were talking over. So sorry, Amber.
Oh, you will be.
Oh!
We did hear the word virgin and chuckled a little bit though. So I don't know.
Well, that's not me, but my virgin wax stock today, this year.
I was gonna say, and I think Specky was about to ask it. If you are doing wax talk, don't just come Saturday. Don't just come don't just come on Sunday. Like come on the Saturday.
I was going to say, don't
See all the guys. Come and see all the guys.
don't
So
come on Saturday. We're not there.
You won't see the guys setting up in the hall, but everyone comes in and out, and you'll get to see the people you want to see when they're not on wax talk. And then make sure you're all in the casino because the lucky people that get to go are at the trade dinner where it's amazing. They fill you full of posh food and loads of wine, and then they just push all your favorite detailing celebrities into a casino like this. Hello, and you get to speak to us all, and no one has any inhibitions, and it's good fun.
Oh, wicked! I can't wait.
Did you have a question for Alan, Amber?
What do you drink? Because I'll buy you a drink while you're there.
Oh, I hope it's got it. So I pretty much drink anything, but all weekend I've been trying to get posh rum, and we can't find anywhere. anywhere.
Do you want to get you some posh rum?
Since he got the president,
John, see my rider.
So it used to be a tin of Coke and a sausage roll. Fine. Now it's all posh food, classy rum, £160 bottle of rum that he's looking for.
Power's gone to his head.
I'll tell you, I'll bring you some.
Once you've dabbled in the finer things in life.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you know. I'm kind of a big deal.
I drink beers, and if I'm having a rum and it's just a normal, what we call a council rum, over the bar, then I'll have it with Coke. If they have posh rum, then I'll have it with the ginger ale. Love you. Thanks. Bye.
You could, but instead of buy me a coffee, buy me a rum. That's on Alan's channel now. Don't buy me a coffee, buy me a bottle of rum. Jack D.
I don't have that buy a coffee thing. I should put it on there. I bet you boys are making a fortune out of people buying you coffees.
You should do, mate. You should do.
Nah.
Mind you, you've made a fortune off the Tube Buddy. Oh, just another advert for Tube Buddy. Don't know if you guys have seen it. Just a quick break for Tube Buddy.
The future. Honestly, I just actually I just paid to get Star because I wanted a couple of new features for using on my channel, like going back and editing lots of my old video content with the new stuff that we're doing. And I just use that. Honestly, that tool is ace. So I just bulk did it, ping. But they've changed everything now. It doesn't matter how many affiliates you have under you. The subscription level is the same, so it doesn't really matter now. So
you sent me a link to use it, and I did. I went. Alan was like, "Oh, try this, buddy," and how you get on? And I was like, Alan sent me a link. It must be amazing. I got on it. To be fair, it is pretty. I mean,
even the free tools are great. And then we ran on Pro for 4 or 5 years, and then I just upgraded to Star the other day to bulk edit all my descriptions, and it was like
nice. Listen, it's if anyone's creating content right now, and they're in the chat section, definitely sign up to TubeBuddy. I've got an affiliate code too. No, I'm joking.
It's your podcast. You go crazy. Take yourself over at TubeBuddy /.
Yeah, exactly. But I actually no. To be fair, I was speaking to Paul about this the other day about TubeBuddy, and it's great for doing the hashtags, setting up the content. The SEO on it's really good. It's really helpful. So any content creators out there, honestly, it's not a plug. It is fact. Alan sent me the link, and I went on there and I thought I'd never heard of it, didn't know what it was. You will have to spend a bit of time to learn how to use it, right, Al? Because it has got these kind of different options and trying to find, as your YouTube journey, planning topics, searching for keywords, that sort of stuff. It's definitely massive
for me. When we throw up like a blog, I just go, this is a blog for 2022, and then bang, and then I've left little notes like say. First paragraph, make sure you mention the title and use loads of tags. So now my guys can write our descriptions because it's all in there like a procedure. Is that like we talking about training? So
Yeah,
That's
so
wicked.
moving on to the products quickly, just AM Detail products. Is there anything new coming out? How are the products at the moment? The hybrid
Too
range.
fresh.
Is there something you want to tell us? Is there anything out there that we're?
We were not told we were coming on here with exclusives. Jeez.
Is there?
What's
Well,
going on?
you don't need.
Right, so I will tell you what's going on in this place, guys, and here will be a plug. If you genuinely want to be involved in the AM Details community, if you genuinely want to help us develop our products, then come to our Facebook page, because I will not lie to you. I don't sit here going, I can't wait to have this, and I sit going, it must be this way, because I never had the time before. So the best way we thought of doing it was let you guys choose. So the AM Details community literally choose every Tuesday on Tech Tuesday when I jump into my community live and go, hey,
Brilliant.
what is it you're after this week? And they say, hey, we think you should start looking at tire gels, or we don't like this about your product. And I go away and make the changes. I am not a chemist. We go and speak to our 4 or 5 different blenders and go, cool, let's see who can do what. That's how it happens. There are some epic stuff in the pipeline. Mark and I have been playing a little bit. That's about as far as I'm going to go with that one. But currently what is in is
Nothing to do with products.
the spray and rinse technology, which if any of my members are in here, high five community, they'll be thinking it as sample C. So sample C and D are now being reformulated into E and F, and that is what's going to be coming out soon. And then we are ticking the boxes for they want us to do interior disinfectants and a tire gel. So these are the things I will talk about, because that's what my community knows about. The things I'm not going to talk about is what they don't know about, but it is coming, and we're excited.
Fantastic.
Sweet. Can we pick up on some comments here, because I've been monitoring the comments over on the side here. There's been some really good comments actually. Someone here, Petrolhead Detail, says Alan is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met. So he passes that nice feeling on to others.
Aww.
Look at him; his ego is going to inflate. It's going to take up the entire screen.
Absolutely skint. Before we did this podcast, I had to bribe so many people to get on this chat.
This is not the guy these people are describing here. There's no.
Yeah, I say Mark's wingman it out there at the moment. We'll get to Mark. We need to speak about Polish the Wax as well.
We got Phil Bloomer says, I think contributors on here are decent people who are willing to put in the time and effort into imparting knowledge, skills, and tips to get the results. It's clearly helped me, and I want to thank you all. Now, you see, that's what we were talking about with meeting people, and I think a lot of people do want to come and say a personal thank you as opposed to just a thanks on the comments. I think a lot of people have said that, you've really helped me, and I'd love to come along and say hello and just shake your hand, So that's certainly a thing. There was also, where did I get up here now? Never met Alan. He's only 30-odd miles up the road, but I watch all of his stuff closely. He's definitely the right man for the job. Watching his stuff makes you get excited about doing the job. I've got to pick up on that and say I 100% agree, because I found Alan on Instagram first, then found his YouTube channel, started watching all his stuff, and I was like, this guy gets it, or I get him, and we click. And that's why I used to watch it all the time. And so I totally see where he's coming from.
Passion breeds
you want to hear
passion.
something insane?
Yeah,
go on.
So I was out in France, and me and this certain gentleman chat a lot in the chats anyway, like you do with social media. And I'm in France, and it comes to setup day Saturday. So we're about 9 o'clock at night. Everyone's tired. This geezer's going to be jet lagged. I'm shattered because I got up at like 4 in the morning to fly into France, and then we got on the juice the night before. Sorry, that's what trips are like. And then Pan, the organizer, he came over and he said, dude, I'm buzzing to meet you. And I was like, why is that? He says, I watch your channel before I do videos because you pumped me up. What?
Oh, damn, that's insane.
What?
That's
a compliment.
insane.
That is a compliment, isn't it?
Mic drop. Boom.
That's pretty crazy, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring out pumpup.com, where it's just me sitting going, you can do this. You can do this.
Alan's
the Mr. Motivator of detailing.
Alan's now the Joe Wicks. The Joe Wicks of detailing.
I mean,
come on, guys. What
To be fair,
come on.
I'm sure we could all do with that, couldn't we?
Literally, what it's gonna be like? It's like, hang on a minute, it'll be social. No, hang on a minute, let me get it right. Social. No, a little bit higher. Social media. There we go. And off we go.
I think Jason had to do it. He wasn't energetic enough.
It's your warm up, isn't it? It's your warm up.
Fully
But you got to fully commit. Can you talk to me about the social media tagline? Because You've commented before on my oi oi tagline when it comes to the opening lines of stuff, and he was very complimentary on a live once about talking about that, and you said, if I remember rightly, that doing your content and doing that kind of intro was something that attracted Jason's attention, and that got you into that conversation with Chicago Enterprise. Am I right there? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So start again.
Try.
I do not do text very well, says the guy who's trying to set an online training school. Well done. I don't really do, speaking of the English very good uns, Ken. So when I was trying to make sure back in the day, in early social media days, I definitely seen the opportunity that this is free, and the only way I'm going to get people to travel, and thank you every single one of you from all over the UK and even Europe, to bring cars to my scabby little shed in Elgin, is if I keep putting myself out there on social media. Mm-hmm. So I was doing it on Instagram, looking after Instagram. I was doing it on Twitter, looking after Twitter, and it just became way too much. And then I just thought, how do I make this easier? I know I don't have to shoot 4 or 5 different videos for Tumblr. Remember Tumblr? It's still a thing, right? Yeah. I don't have to do that. What I'll do is I'll just say hello social media, and I will keep the context very vague and say somewhere around this video and just be kind of cheesy me. And now I'm only going to make one piece of content, and I'll just smash it into Instagram and into Facebook, and then I'll honor the platform. So that's where hello social media came from. And then I did it a couple of times. I just said, what are you trying to do, Alan? This is boring. So then it was just like, I'm going to do it a little bit like my good morning, but really go for it. So what is going to get people's attention when they're scrolling? Flick, flick. And it would just be kind of like that, you're flicking along and a car goes crazy. So I was like, hello, here I am. You're going to watch this video? And I've only got, originally it was 30 seconds. So if you go back and watch my original wheelie stills, it was like, hello, social media. Here we go. Got BMW in the
yeah. You turned into. I did this. I didn't see your content for a while as I was in the industry. I didn't. I've only new to the industry, so I didn't see a lot of people on who was who. And as I was working with someone in a unit, I started to find out who was who in the industry, and as it unfolds and stuff like that. But for me, when I did my oi oi, it was literally I was working in the unit, and I literally was cutting hair in the afternoon, and I nipped out in lunch break just to go and help him polish a Porsche bonnet. And I literally jumped on my phone and went, "Oi oi, have you missed me?" And he was in hysterics. The guy I was working with was in hysterics about it. It put it on my story, and he kept playing it all day. But so it literally was because I made him laugh. I thought, it was a bit like like comedians going into small pubs to test the content. If I made him laugh during the day by saying something, I'd then put it on social media, and oi oi became a thing. It became oi oi, this, and then it just got higher and higher. As I got more excited, it just got higher and higher until it ended up with oi, until it just literally off the bloody charts.
This time next year, you're just going to have a solid squeal.
Yeah, I tried jumping, I tried everything, and what stuck was doing this slow-mo from the ground up, like, hello, and that's what did it. So,
but then some of the videos are like, look, it's Fash!
So this is where people get lost. People that consume my YouTube channel, right? The YouTube channel has very specific things that happened on YouTube, and then social media has very specific things. So hello social media does not go on YouTube, and morning Fash is for vlogs, which weirdly I kind of count as Instagram stories, because I see them as like a daily blog when I'm not vlogging. So when I wasn't putting stuff on YouTube, I kind of use that as a daily blog so that people were still getting that little bit of Alan, but it wasn't dedicated, edited stuff. So that's why every day it became, good morning, it's 6:30 in the morning. Why are you
I found it the same for me, is I didn't know how to say hello to people watching. And I found that I always used to say, oi, oi, savaloy, oi, savaloy, oi, son, oi, a bit of a geezer. And it just oi was transcended from that, and to see what the point I was trying to make was to see what your taglines become for your content as a way of an introduction to a video. I understand that relationship with what you were talking about with the oi the social media, if that makes sense. That oi become the same way, and for me, oi was really to make people during lockdown. You were obviously in hospital. There was a lot of stuff going on. It was lots of stuff, really miserable time. Everyone was depressed and stressed and. For me, I've never ever had the confidence to go online and do video content at all. Like, I used to sweat doing any shows, anything in front of trainees when I teach hairdressing. My nerves just couldn't handle it. As an anxiety sufferer, it was difficult. So this this journey with content creating has helped my mental health and stuff. And I implore anybody out there who's getting into content, it really does do a lot for your confidence to actually put yourself out there. And then, because once you put yourself out there, you really do realize that you get more support than you actually get from negativity.
Yeah.
You actually, and I'm living proof. 2 years ago, you would never have seen me do anything on camera. Like, I've been doing nothing on camera for 39 years. I'm around before social media even existed. Nothing in my life with social media even started. So it's fascinating to see. Specky's pissed. Specky's gone. He's gone.
The doggy's coming to wax.
Oh, it's a cute doggy. Look, it's an Italian greyhound. Looks
It's
like
an Italian greyhound crossed with a whippet.
Just put a high
Check
vis
me,
on
dog whisperer.
and say guide dog, and then you can bring it to wax dog.
See now, Johnny.
Oh,
that's-
it's a therapy dog. That's what he is. You can come with me then.
That's it. That's exactly it. Therapy dog. I like the
That's
sound
what
of
Paul Dolden's going as.
Therapy dog.
I'll get his lead out for him.
that.
It's his only excuse. He's gonna get to hump your leg.
It's all right. I've got a collar and lead for him.
Oh, classic.
Can I just point out there's loads of people in the chat right now are talking about me having more shots, having a shot, having another drink. Somebody give me Bailey's because Vicky knows why. Like, what is it about people thinking I'm a drunk?
Well,
Right,
I want to
well-
say high five to
You're a
Bob
Scotsman,
Skyline
aren't you?
3. High five from Burkhead.
I think we should get Specky to do a challenge tonight. He's on his way. He's on his way to. I think this live could go onto Instagram after this, and we're going to get
he's
Specky
definitely
doing
on
all
his way.
sorts of. We're going to get Specky doing all
No,
sorts of.
I've got to
nonsense.
keep my voice down now because the little one's in bed, so I'm gonna have to keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet.
9 o'clock is
quiet.
bedtime, so I'm gonna
So
just shh.
So, guys, this if there's I mean, the comment section's been a bit quiet tonight. We've not had many comments coming in. We've had a few bits and pieces, but we're getting close to the hour. Well, we're running over the hour now, but it's what are you guys looking forward to the most this year at Waxstock? And I'll start with Alan and Mark, and I'll go my way around. What it's been 2 years since the show's been on. Alan, Mark, what are you both looking forward to this year at Waxstock?
Interaction again, actually being out with people, probably the biggest thing. During COVID, we missed out on the training aspect of our business quite a lot. Detailing's a lonely kind of thing, and just being able, number one, for us to start up group training again has been fantastic. But larger groups being in that kind of setting again, it'd be good to get back to people. I'm stuck in Northern Ireland here. Alan's the only guy that kind of comes over and pays us a visit, so it's nice to interact with people that you interact with on social media and actually meet them face to face. So
I feel a bit rude as well, Mark. Can you tell me a little bit about Polished and Wax, please? Because it's something that I've only just literally started following you, mate, and I apologise for not bringing this up sooner.
I'm not great on my social medias, to be honest with you. So I started detailing probably about 18 years ago. We were about the same time as Alan. And Alan and I got to know each other through what was obsessive cleaning disorder, I think the group was called at the time. But we started the business just detailing in the home garage, and it's progressed from there to detailing training and product sales. So we became the official Zwizzer trainer for the UK about 3-4 years ago now. We became the trainer for auto bead ceramic coatings, and recently became a recognised independent trainer with the IDA as well. So
He's crushing it. Yes.
It's been brilliant to be able to have connections made through that IDA aspect. As Alan said earlier on, that we've known each other for over a decade now, and it was only because of this training side of things that we actually got to meet face to face.
Do you enjoy the training, Mark? Is it something that
Yeah, for me, I actually enjoy the training more than the detailing aspect now, because I think everyone can relate that if you're doing this on your own in the garage, it can be a bit lonely when you're doing it as a business. Long hours, headphones on, not really much interaction with anyone. So the training is my social side of things, and getting to meet face to face with other people and hear their stories on how they got interested in detail and how they do things differently, for me, is absolutely fantastic, because we did spend 10 years in a dark shed making things shiny. So to get groups of people in, building up friendships, the amount of people you generate friendships through detailing is absolutely insane. The closest friends I have are all into detailing now, and we're talking, the people that I would never have met if I wasn't into detailing. I'm talking to those guys every day.
Go on. Sorry, carry on.
And we see it I see it from the outside is the effect this guy has. Like, as a trainer, you're kind of aware of it, you don't see it, but the effect this guy has on what's happened on this island, I don't think people understand. And in fact, the UK, with people that travel over, like, over this 6 sessions I've been here, 3-4 years have been coming over. Some of the guys on the first class, so yeah, I was here delivering a class, but they keep coming and seeing Mark. These guys have businesses, they're supporting families, they've got toy cars, they're moving into bigger units. These are people that are progressing their lives because of stuff this guy's showing them, and I think people miss that part of training.
He's just too nice. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I know, it makes you fucking...
It's disgusting, actually.
If my daughter brings home an Alan, that's it. I'm just saying marry him. That's it. Fucking marry him.
My wife's father said.
You can have him. Yeah, you can have him. But what's the car scene like that out there? Please, Mark. What's the car scene like? Because we got Ray's Automotive out there as well. Obviously, hopefully Vicky's all right tonight. She was supposed to be on, but she's been locked out there. But the car scene, what's it like out there, buddy?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, the car scene over here. Back in the day, the place that I'm located in, Bangor here, this was a massive sort of fast car and max power scene that,
Oh, I love those days. Love those days. Me and Specky have talked about those days.
The cruise report.
That's it. The cruise report.
Absolutely.
Who's got the boobs out on the back page?
That was me, yeah.
Those questions.
It got that bad that Bangor pretty much shut down on a Sunday night, and they had to close all the car parks because there were so many cars coming. So that completely destroyed that sort of scene. But there's still a hell of a car scene over here. There's a lot of German shows, and there's a big following for Jap stuff over here, like the Toyota twin cams. They are absolutely, they're
oh mate. Do you know what? Talk about obviously we're a affiliate of the car community, basically, aren't we? We're a side hustle, a bit like hairdressing. For me, hairdressing is a cousin of the fashion world, the catwalk. Detailing is the same for me. It's the car scene is the scene, and we are like a bolt-on attachment to the car scene, right? Yeah. We look after and maintain the vehicles for the car shows and the car.
Yeah, you can't have it mentally modified and look like crap.
No, exactly. And I think I feel very blessed to be old enough to be in part of that movement with the Ali G movement. When it comes to the Renault 5 turbos, RS turbos. Yeah, mate. I've met him. So he was one. My friends were the ones who owned a company called K-Tech Racing down on Dorset. It was GT Tuning before then, and a guy owned it called Roland. And funny enough, the guys that were the mechanics for him was one of my customers, and they designed the actual LEG car. So I got the chance to go out in the LEG car on a regular basis because it was their car. It was fascinating. So it was funny. Sat outside the cinema in this car with me bitch written across the top, and I was sat in the passenger seat while my mate's driving. Exactly. My name's Shaggy. It's one of those where it's it was quite an interesting time. But that car movement, that car scene, RS turbos, Fiesta RS turbos, Escort RS turbos, Escort Cossies, Safi Cossies, Scoobies were coming out. That was such a massive time where
I messaged K-Tech about putting in our 5 engine in my Clio.
Yeah,
exactly. I reckon it was about $5,500-6,000 to get it done with all the mods and everything on it, and I was like so close to doing it. I was young and stupid, but then I never pulled the trigger.
Well, we were similar. We had the GT4s. So we both had
Nissan Pulsar GTRs.
Well, ours is Toyota Celica GT4.
GT205.
Those.
He sold it.
I sold mine to start AM Details. Yeah.
Epic fail. I bet you that car would be worth a mint now.
Oh, dude. Well, not mine because I totaled Fast and Furious. I destroyed it. Like, it wasn't. It's not the purist would have been like, how dare you?
Yeah,
That's what it was, though. That was like the max power days. The max power days were don't
great
leave it
times,
standard.
man.
It was like, literally, what's that? Those are headlights for a completely different car from a completely different manufacturer. Squeeze them in. That's the way it was.
Twin headlights, M3 mirrors. M3
Oh,
mirrors.
M3 mirrors on a Corsa.
Everything, yeah.
Remember those the chrome Christmas tree lights and everything as well? What were they
Oh,
called?
God.
Yeah, so it would be like, here's a normal light, nice red light with a white indicator stalk and all that, and then
Oh, what, the Lexus style lights or whatever they were?
lots of red circular lights. And
Yeah.
I'll give you the worst one, right? My car, my Mark II Golf had this little strip light that was stuck above where the car stereo was, and it reacted to bass, so that whenever my subwoofers were going, this light would pulse. But then that was on the interior, because you needed something to see on the inside, because the people on the outside got to see my light up wheel caps.
Specky.
Oh, mate, that's brilliant.
Becky, did they come out the Max Power magazine by any chance?
No, I bought them.
Oh, really?
So you're here
What an
with a
idiot.
professional grade microphone, and you just went, it tweaked to the bass. No, you got to go, it tweaked to the bass. You know, you got to drop the bass.
I'm sorry. It pulsed to the bass.
But Specky, not being funny, have you ever seen the photo of my first car, Specky?
I don't know. Is it a Fiat 500L?
No, it was that Ford Fiesta with those massive stickers down the side, the exhaust that stuck out the back. I thought I was Max Power back then.
Yeah,
Now
we
when I
all
look back
did.
at-
We all did.
I will send you a photo. Honestly,
And then I went
it's
stealth.
hilarious.
I had a Mondeo that looked completely standard on the outside and had the loudest stereo in Aberdeen on the inside.
I have to admit, I used to
Lexus
drive
lights, that's what they were.
Lexus lights. Yes,
Lexus
That's
lights,
what they were. We did the Lexus
Everybody
lights.
did the Lexus lights. Jesus.
No,
You
see,
had like
I
a
didn't-
Fiesta with chrome lights.
Yeah,
and
no,
big
No,
red
I
lights.
was
everything
the other way.
Angel eyes.
Angel eyes as
Oh,
well.
That's it, Angel Eyes.
Angel eyes on the beamers.
I was the
Yeah.
other way around. I used to have my-
Here we go. Here we go. I had a Clio 1.4 Sport with a body kit on it, and I did have buttons.
I had neons as well.
And I had a
yeah.
Williams exhaust that weighed about 4 ton for my 1.4 to go.
I had a Seat Cordova with an Ashley back box that failed the MOT because it was too loud.
That's beautiful.
I
And
used
I
to
put
love.
white arches on it and
Oh.
it crashed it.
So,
It's cheaper
guys,
to put
I'm going to
white
have to
arches.
say goodbye. The dog needs to go out. So,
Take care, Amber.
Bye,
nice to
darling.
see you all.
Bye,
See you all at
doggy.
Waxstop.
Thanks for jumping on.
Bye.
Take care, darling. See you later.
Let's get drunk.
Lads,
Sorry, what?
I was the other way around. So I used to like having tinted lights, and I used to instead of doing the old tinting on the lights, I used to put tights over my rear lights. That's how.
Next level bullshit.
You had to choose the right. And what's the TOG? Is it TOG? No, that's like. That's
Oh,
a 12.
Denia.
Linear number.
Yeah, linear number.
We
That's
all
the one. Yeah.
pretended to not
Linear-
know.
yeah.
But it's fascinating though, because look at what we're talking about now, about that car scene and that time where we would literally look at the energy in us with remembering those moments back in the day. And I believe that detailing, I've got into it at just the right time, because do you guys agree that with the products, with the machines, with the quality of products that are coming out, Alan's obviously doing that involved. What an exciting time right now to be a part of this industry and see it blow up. I think it. Do you feel like, obviously since COVID, it's had an injection of new detailers like myself coming on board? What
the hell is that, Darren?
Oh,
Just in case nobody knew it was a Ford Fiesta, you had the giant Ford sticker on the side.
Diamond cut RS turbo alloys on it as well, because I used to do wheel refurbishing at the time. Diamond cut.
Kill all things diamond cut.
The exhaust stuck out the back. I don't know if you can see it in that photo. The exhaust stuck out the back by a foot. Genuinely by a foot. The amount of times I burnt my leg on that going back to the
Was that a Mark IV?
It was a Mark
Was
IV.
your,
Yeah, I thought it was a Mark IV.
I had a
Jesus.
Ford Fiesta, runts, right? And
Runts.
sorry, Sarah, if you're watching, I love you. When I was DJing back in the day, Sarah and I would be going out, so she would come on my gigs with me, and parked outside the kebab shop. Sarah inside, she had a few drinks, and I was like, "Stay in the car. I'm leaving it running because it's freezing cold." I went in the kebab shop. Sarah seen a friend. Of course she did. Got out the car, classic Fiesta, pushed handle in, shut door, click. Fiesta is now locked. He's still in ignition.
Oh no!
So I'm there trying to be savvy, like, okay, we can do this. It was that generation of Fiesta where pretty much any other Ford key would probably open it. The only other Ford around was a Ford Focus with 4 police people in it. And I was like, so guys, promise, I'm not drunk. Can you come and assist me? And you can see them all like, we're going to breathalyze you first and then we'll believe your story. The whole time Sarah's like this. Nice chip. But it worked. They opened the door and they were just like, I can't believe this works. And I was like, you've got your work cut out for you.
Epic.
This is one of the things that's been great about coming back into the industry. Like, obviously, COVID happened. I had no business, nothing to do. Looked out the window, saw my friend's car in the car park, decided to wash it. The rest is history. But it's been so nice. I used to love prepping, washing, going to get all the Autoglym products from Halfords when I was 20 years old, getting the tyre shine on, putting the Go Faster stripes down the side, all those kind of things. And it's been, for me, what I'm opened up my mental health back to is actually remembering, and that music has those sensory things for you where you remember a track or you remember where you were when something came out. When I started to clean the cars, that's what happened. My childhood started to come back, and I started to relive these moments of cleaning the car and forgetting on a Sunday that we used to spend 6-7 hours before that cruise on a Sunday night, where you'd like the nerves to go to a cruise on a Sunday night after you spent 7 hours on it was almost like going on a first date. Yeah. Right. Even if your car was the shittest, you still thought your car was the best looking bird out there. And even though it was still, because you were 17, 18 years old, you could only afford a 1.4 Astra at the time, but you were still going to do a burnout and look cool or try to do a handbrake turn at the car park just to try and give it some and shiny cars. And like I said a minute ago, we're in a good time, don't you think? Where do you feel like with the detail industry, we're talking about the past and the present, where do you feel the detail industry right now where we are? Is it exciting? Are you guys excited about all the products, all the technology, the ceramic coatings, the levels you can get paint to now compared to the old G3 days, mopping, flossing, doing all sorts of different bits and pieces to the paint? Yeah, trying to get that word out. My mouth's gone dry, but I don't know where flopping is even the word. I'm just gonna hashtag it now. Hashtag flopping. That's the new word.
Hashtag flopping.
I think Specky shots.
I would be careful with that hashtag if I was you.
Yeah.
You quick spell check.
But how do you two guys that are training, teaching, hands on the ground, what do you feel like at the moment with this time in detailing, with the machines, with the products, with the industry? Is it exciting for you guys to see at this moment what we can do with paint now is incredible, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, not even in the last year, in the last few years, the time saving that the new products have been able to bring us as an end user is absolutely phenomenal. You mentioned G3 and stuff there. Like Alan and I, when we started, it would have been really old Manzurna, McGuire's 83. All these things were quite dusty and time consuming, and 3 stages were needed because that you couldn't get a good result without it.
Rotaries and porter cables.
Yeah, heavy machines, and you really felt it at the end of a weekend of doing the car. Now you can get the same results in a much shorter time frame, and the protection-wise, the durability is absolutely through the roof compared to what we could achieve back when we started out. So it's still exciting to see the things that are currently being developed. We've probably 20 products on the shelf at the minute here for testing, but to see where it's going is absolutely fantastic. I still really enjoy the testing new products phase. I don't think I'll ever wear out of that. For me, it's like a Christmas. Anything new? Yep.
So we got Graham Marshall in the comments that says, so guys, when did car washing become car detailing?
Whenever you want it to.
We had this discussion today where I was just like, detailing is just many different levels of washing. Call it whatever you want to call it. You want to pay someone
the petrol cap.
Once you start doing that, that's a detail. And making sure you're cleaning inside the letters.
I think it's when you have 4 different brushes just to clean an indicator, then you're into detailing.
All right, Paul Beekman. Jesus.
Double acid.
Oh, with a double-ended Swedish style, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many times you watch that, you still get it right.
To answer your question seriously, technology has come on phenomenal. It's been a very exciting, I would say, probably 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it. Oh, you've made detailing easy. And you can see some old school guys that, and I don't mean this to sound arrogant as a trainer, but you see some old school guys.
Say it, Alan. Say it. Say
how
it.
these people, I am going to say it, but just
Give us the
Alan
tea.
You see the older guys generation whinging that, oh, you guys have got it much easier than now, because people can just pick up a kit, a polisher, and get acceptable results that they're happy to get in a driveway. But as trainers, because there are all these amazing technologies out there, but everyone is going very different ways about it, I still think now is the time to be getting the best training you can, because these technologies are so good, but also dangerous if used wrong. And when you know how to use them right, seriously, they are the biggest time savers. The issue we have is manufacturers only have so much space on bottles. Not everyone is so happy to make YouTube videos about it. So a lot of this technology is coming out, and until you have trainers being paid by companies as salespeople to come and see you, or independent trainers like myself learning, coming out showing you, you guys aren't going to get to know how these products were designed to be used. And you're going to do the beautiful thing in detailing where everyone does it their way and has their opinion. I think when you understand how the system is made, that's when people's minds go.
I just want to add a little bit of extra value to that, because I come from another industry as well. So I've got some other visions from another industry and another setup that I can look on industry, and some things that have helped me with my industry with hairdressing relate the two together. I actually think I thought it was a hairdressing issue, and actually I know it's an industry issue in other industries across the board in different businesses that come up against different, business is universal, so we come up against different problems. But comments a bit like, so when did car wash become detailing? When did we used to say rad and cool and booyakasha back in the day, and now people are saying sick bruv.
Did we ever say that? I probably said haggis.
No,
and I'm like, I'm going to hit you.
Well,
see that car, mate? See that car there? That's pure haggis, that is.
Us southern fairies. But my point
that's banging that.
my point of the question is the fact that the language that we use to describe car washing these days has changed. Detailing has come in from America. It has come in. That word for detailing is car washing in America. That they use that word quite regularly over there. That's come into our vocabulary now for car washing, car detailing, car valeting. There is still an argument from the older guys to say what is valeting, what is detailing. They're trying to hold on to the terminology that was before and resist it from moving to the future. And I think the thing is, we have the same in hairdressing. The hairdressing issue is exactly the same. Back in the day, you'd have to basically go and stand next to a guy who knew his things to get his knowledge. And now, with hairdressing, everything's on the internet. You can go and watch any haircut, understand how to do it. And I think that's the way we are in this world now with YouTube, is that all of the techniques, all of the products, the industry's finest are all on YouTube now, giving their information, giving you their time, taking the time to give you their experience. That, it's never been greater now to learn new skills, new tricks, new tips, and learn, and it levels the playing field a little bit. Do you think? Maybe not. I'm on my own there. I'll just leave. Shall I? Shall I leave? I'll go.
I think so. Right, the whole valet and detailing thing, I flip it and I just go, you just do what your customer wants. You choose the customer in your area. Now, you can go and choose your customer if you want, but sometimes your demographic won't allow for it. If you're in the middle of London, Manchester, wherever you're going to be, it will be easier to maybe get the type of demographic you're looking for than it is for me in the Highlands, and I have to have people come towards me. Or I just pick the customer base that I'm going to get in the Highlands and make a service that's going to fit it. Whether I call it valeting or detailing, and some people can shout at me now if you want to call this detailing, but one of my most profitable jobs is washing, detarring, clay barring, applying a glaze, and putting a long life wax. Call that whatever the hell you want. It's enough money to pay a team of 3 people.
It's a service.
I don't care what you call it.
Yeah.
So call it valeting, call it detailing. What you guys are, and this is what I say all detailers are, or valeters, or service providers, we're problem solvers. When you were cutting hair, someone came in going, I have a problem with this. Can you solve it? And you're like, sure, I can. And actually, whilst I'm here cutting hair, I've noticed, due to your crown or due to something or due to your
Oh, look at that. You're like,
whoa, Jesus.
You're not far off.
You may want to flick your hair this way, Alan, because it will help you out with that. And I'm like, thank you very much, detailer, hairdresser. You just fixed a problem that I was aware of but didn't want to share, So that's how I do it. And if people want to come and learn more about that, you can hire me. No, but that's my philosophy, is that detailers are or valeters, we're problem solvers. Any service provider is a problem solver. And the only way you're going to get those customers is be where people are looking to get those problems solved.
There's a question there to say, when are you actually going to embrace that you're bald?
I embrace it. I've embraced the fact that I always keep my chin up.
Oh, there's the car scene.
Hey, bit of a burnout.
That's Vicky on her way home. Trying to make it for life.
If anyone's watching and they are, like a anti-baldness supplier or needing an ambassador,
yeah, me.
So we're always on the podcast because we're getting close to an hour and a half, guys. So I apologise for the time. Obviously, we didn't the live didn't go. We lost half an hour with backwards and forwards. So the live's gone west. But just talking to you both to wrap it up. Future, what's coming for you guys next in the future? Have you got some plan? Do you live day by day, or have you got some projections? Have you got stuff that you're looking forward to doing? And for you both businesses, is there a target in the future you want to reach? Is there anything any goals? Anything? Help me.
Yeah,
Don't leave me hanging.
No. We're trying to develop new training, just based on the need that's come up. We keep getting asked for certain things, so we have motorbike detailing specialists
wicked
coming in next month, which we're pretty full on already. This man here has some epic plans with his other business, More Than Detailing.
Yeah, so if I go through the three companies real quick,
please.
AM Details, the chemical company, has the chemicals coming out that the community is choosing, and we also have a completely separate sideline range that's getting worked on, developing, and with it will come an exciting thing I'm really excited about. The detailing services itself is currently me. I had to let the team go through COVID. Luckily, the guys are crushing it. Tasha's went herself, set her own business, high five, and Scotty Boy's gone back into engineering, so I'm glad they're looking after themselves. But that is now building back up my customer base because I've pushed the magic marketing business button, boop, has already filled out the diary. So it's time to get some new people in the shed to train them up so they can follow the AM Details process. So that's the vision for this year. Brilliant. And then More Than Detailing is officially launched. It's always been, since 2015, the brand that I put all my training under. It's always been the hashtag on our products, if you've ever looked closely enough. The website is due to launch. The 2 online training programs are good to go, and the mentoring has already launched. So there's a membership mentoring system that's already launched. To go into quickly, it gives you pretty decent discounts with all our partners that we work with. It's also live direct connections with me once a month, Q&As with dedicated trainings, and then stuff afterwards. So I love what people are doing in the industry at the moment. I love that people have got this, and that COVID has allowed people to be used to consuming content in this way. If I'd have tried to launch it in the way I want to do it back in 2015, 2016, you'd have all told me to do them. But it is very different. It's not, I'm basing it more on college or university style. So
okay.
I love the way guys are developing it. I have nothing against the way that guys are doing it and it works for their customer base. But the way I'm doing it is more business systematized and not just detailing. So we will have health and safety specialists coming in talking about mental health. I will have SEO specialists coming in talk about SEO. So it's not just me. There will be a multitude of instructors, and that will be called More Than Detailing.
I love that. I love that a lot. And I think that I love the fact that this industry is unregulated on many levels as well, because I think what you tend to see is when you take away the regulations and sort of like a governing body kind of perspective to an industry, it allows for a lot of artistic temperament, a lot of things. I mean, you see the gadgets that come out, you see the things that come out for detailing. Everyone's able to, train on their driveway, do this, do that. It allows for a multitude of, there's no limits, no ceilings to how you can be creative and think about it. And I like that, especially for business, something you're talking about, Alan, is the fact that in hairdressing, we have that support in the colleges to teach us how to run a business. And we work in salons. We have a salon to go and work in detailing. A guy just wants to set up a couple of buckets. He goes out on the street. He can start a business, but he doesn't know how to run a business, how to set up a business, how to build a website, how to build a Facebook page, how to interact with the community, do a YouTube channel, bring his own products out to launch. These are the things that not every detailer has a dream to look at you two guys that are running businesses and go, I want to be like these two guys, but they don't have the tools to know how to get through the steps to get there. So is that kind of what you're talking about? Is More Than Detailing is about giving them the some tools, some platform ideas to build on those strengths.
The last 2
Yeah,
days
the
is
last 2
really
days.
what you've described there about, you know, someone not maybe running a business, but not really having the skills to excel that business quickly or as fast as they'd like. That's why we've got this guy over for the last 2 days. We went through with a couple of guys here in Northern Ireland. Guys travelled up from the south of Ireland for that type of training, where they're already running established businesses, but they haven't a clue where to start with their marketing style. They haven't an idea of where to go with their customer journeys or how to market themselves on Google and things like that. So that's exactly what this guy's just went through for the last 2 days.
You got me a little bit. Go on. Sorry, I'll go and jump in. Sorry.
So yeah, basically the way it's working is if I go into it even bigger, there's lots of free content that will be coming. So there will be podcasts, YouTube, all the stuff I already do. But what will make me different is when you listen to what I have to deliver, I don't just disappear off and it's a video you can do. There will be things you can go away and work on, free sheets, things you can do. There'll then be lots of different entry-level stuff where you can come in for mentoring, or you can have online already done, like taking a course like it would be in college or it would be in university, but it's delivered in my little quirky kind of style or by a plethora of other students, just like you see these Facebook adverts where, you know, the guy who's epic at poker comes on and says, I'm about to reveal all my poker secrets. That's the style of what we're going to be doing. I want to say high five to Wayne, Chicago's Auto Pros. He's one of the epic dudes over there that manages the team. It's good to see you on here, legend. So guys like that have been through a little bit of it, and look how pumped he is for it. And now he's took that knowledge and is working in Chicago Auto Pros, and that's an epic asset for them. You know what I mean? So we were talking about it the other day about how a lot of business leaders come on these courses and change their business and never put their staff through it. And I'm like, put all your staff through this. And that is something available. Like a company can come and get more than detailing and put all their staff through it. And now everyone in your staff has got the same drive, ambition to go and start their own businesses or grow the one you've got for you.
I love that. I love that because I do quite a lot of mentoring behind the scenes. I don't talk about it in the plethora of what I talk about, but I do a lot of stuff with a lot of people. They know who they are if they're listening. It's not mentoring, it's coaching. Do you know, it's not even any of that. It's actually just things I pick out in their business that I go, have you thought about adding this to this? Have you thought about doing this and this with certain things? And it's because I've been running my own business for 15 years. I've made a ton of mistakes. I can only give you experience on the mistakes I've made. What I say to people is, if you're not training and you're not learning, you can fast track that learning curve. Yeah. You can surround yourself with the best people who've made all the mistakes. Ask the questions. You're still gonna have to take the journey you have to take, but you might get there a little bit quicker. And I think what I see a lot on Instagram, what I see a lot of people moaning about in certain situations in certain circles. Alan's getting on it. What I think is
president here with four or five. He's just about to make a presidential address.
So, Specky, what's your opinion on the recent detailing experience?
Having it. He's got it. He's still
pulled out a second
Johnny,
microphone.
You were going down a serious rabbit hole whilst these two were being
I know.
Sorry,
I know.
You were on.
I'm still aware of it. I'm still aware of him.
It's Specky's fault.
Just shut him down. Just shut him
down. I'm going to shut him down. Look at him. What I was going to say is that it's being really good at your job, being really good at detailing is one thing, but running a business is different to another, because you can be the best detailer and no one knows about you.
Yeah. And these 2 days have been. These 2 days have been guys that are coming in, you know, they've been to many of Marc's classes, many of Marc's stuff about how to do the job. They're sat there, good to go, fantastic craftsmen of their trade, and the customers just aren't coming in, and that's where they go, why does no one teach this? Now, of course, they could go to their business gateways, they could go to other stuff, but why not have someone that's, you know, traveled around? When someone asks me a question like, how do you solve this problem? I'm like, the guys in China do it like this. The guys in France do it. That's all that makes me different. I'm not saying I'm any better. I'm just saying I'm lucky I've seen the diversity of the world, the position I'm in, and I'm connected with many people that if I can't get the answer, I can get it. But how do I then teach these guys the basic skills? And it's difficult. One thing you have to do when you're in training is very difficult, but you have to just give them the baby little step snippet they need now so they can implement it and make money on it, rather than tell them too much and just watch the people go and achieve nothing, because then they will just overload. They will not take action. People can only get the training, then take action. So more than detailing is, here's the information. I am now going to hold you accountable. If you want to come in and be held accountable with monthly calls where we're going to cover a specific subject, then you get direct access to me. Now, these things are great, right? And I'll answer all the questions in the comments we've got. But Johnny, and I am sorry again with the lifestyle I've had, you found it difficult to connect with me. People that come into more than detail are going to have a guaranteed time every week, every month where I am live because I'm committing to it. And
gotcha.
The beauty to me is that the training side of things is you can never do enough. I mean, you're probably aware of Valet Nova on Instagram there. I was over with Ron there for a few days just because I wanted to see how he worked from the back of a van, because it's not something I've ever done, but it is something that people come and ask for training on, and I don't have any real life experience on mobile valet and their detail, and I've always been situated.
Is that with Valet Nova, Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you a couple of weeks ago, actually. Yeah, so you popped
so over him. Just you know, it was never going to transform my business. You know, I've been doing it for 18 years, but to see other people's perspective on how they run their business, I can't get enough of it. I will go to anyone for training.
We get asked this one a lot, actually, when other professionals come up to you, and even people that, you know, I would say are better than me in the industry, and they return and say, Alan, why should I come to your training? And I just say, look, even if you knew all the knowledge on it, hopefully you're coming to learn or just be re-inspired, or I can re-inject energy into you.
Yes.
One of those things, whatever gives you passion about your job, then I hope you get value in it. Or the Alan Medcraf guarantee, I'll give you your money back. That's how
when I train other people, I've been training for hairdressing for 20 years. When I train other people, it just reaffirms what I know. It reminds me every day of the fundamentals. I go over it, and the fundamentals don't change all the time. You know, no matter what life you live in, not what area you live in, the fundamentals never change in certain situations. Business is business. You know, creativity is creativity. You know, and to be inspired, just being around other people to rub up against is energy. Being out of your comfort zone, meeting new people. You know, for me, I speak. Ron's one like a brother to me. I like, you know, we get on really, really well. You know, we always constantly driving each other forward with criticism and compliments and all sorts of stuff. And it's important.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's same with Al. You know, from the outside, I've not met Alan before. Totally different characters. I don't know Al as well as I know Ron, but those kind of guys I want to put on a pedestal, because they're just their persona. When you meet Ron, the calmness, the fluidity to what he does, the enjoyment in creating results. Those are the kind of things that draw you in. Like, you know, his content, he doesn't have to say anything; he just does it. It's beautiful to watch. It's a dance. Ron, when he does cars, it's a dance. Can someone else do better cars than him? Probably. Can they do other work than him? Probably. But it's entertainment. It's an entertainment business as well at the same time, because you're there to provide work for the customer. And if you've been doing it for 10 years, you're going to see more than the customer's going to see. The customer's not going to see anything that you're going to see. You know, that your eyes are so tuned into a hair and a speck. And I think sometimes when you get people on board with the training more than detail, sometimes it's about freeing them up and actually get them away from the singularity of something. You know, actually open their mind and look back at something. Stand back and watch your training sessions. Watch how you communicate. Watch how you hold. Just being around that sort of stuff. And I think more than detailing sounds like something I'm really, really interested in, and I look forward to seeing how it comes forward. And I wish you all the success. And before Specky gets absolutely levered and falls over off his chair,
one too many Baileys.
He's literally
wilted. Come on, his bus tomorrow. They're going
to wilted behind us.
It wasn't as many as that. I just got a little bit giggly for a minute, okay? And then me and Darren decided to have a mic off and see how many mics we could hold up on camera at the same time, okay?
I can't wait for you to watch.
Our internet's been slow because the private chat in this thing has been going nuts.
It's true. But listen, guys, I thanks for it's gone. This is the longest podcast I've done. I apologize.
Before we go, so I want to go back to thanks Specky said at the start about meeting like someone that you've looked up to and whether you like him or not at the end of it. All I can say is, Alan, you are an absolute
complicated question.
No, it's not complicated. Alan, this is the first time I've met you, and I have looked up to you. I've watched your videos for so long, and you are still an absolute legend, genuinely.
Oh, cheers, dude. I thought I might get old and mouldy.
It's really weird for me because obviously, like I said, I'm still small. I feel very small, and being around guys like you, he's like blown my mind tonight. So I'm sitting here, obviously I'm messing around with Specky, but being around you guys are fantastic. I just want to tell you that. So just to get that out there. So yeah, you're like a rock star.
but-
I wish I could play guitar. Hey, if you could play any instrument, what would it be?
A kazoo.
That's like the best answer that could ever be.
What a soundbite! What a soundbite that is going to be. That's coming up on Instagram. You know what though? Just
You know, I'm just thinking Andy Allen's going to pick
Andy
that
Allen has
screenshot
got
of you
that
doing that.
screenshot.
Yeah, he's
Andy, you
doing
need
it.
another one. Ball.
yeah, that's going to be a meme later. Don't neglect the balls. Don't neglect the balls. That is definitely a meme later. I'm not going to put it up because Alan, if I could put an emoji in that one, that would be pretty impressive. That would be pretty censored.
I have no inhibition. Please carry on. Billy loves it. When Billy's our designer guy. High five to you, Billy, as well as Epic. Did you see our stuff at Christmas where he was like, "So what do you want me to do?" And I went, "Take my face and just destroy it." And he had me as Santa. He had me as an Elf. He had me as the face from an Easter egg. It was like, I'm an Easter egg. So funny.
I know how this feels. I was already made out to be Big Al from Toy Story.
Yeah.
You know, from Al's Toy Barn.
In the chicken suit.
Yes.
I could
Yes.
so see
Everything
it.
for a buck.
Available
And,
to watch on Jonny Shiell Instagram channel right now.
Go see that.
And also, if you hadn't already seen it, but Johnny shared a little thumbnail about what the live chat that was going on tonight, and everyone else's picture, everyone else's headshot is a smile. Everyone's a smile, and my picture is the one going.
Ours originally wasn't.
Thanks.
Ours originally wasn't. He picked a funny one of me, but then me and Mark did a selfie.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that option. I'm gonna call bullshit.
Going just finishing off because I just want to go back to what Darren said about being inspired. It's lovely that you know Darren's in my community. I've got my own community group, my own community hub guys, and I've got a lot of guys in there that have mental health issues like myself, and we all we're all pulling for each other to on a daily basis. We're having bad days and good days. And what I'm saying about Darren is that he's very humble with. He really looks up to people and inspires, and it's great for someone like Darren and he's really passionate about that, you know. And it's great because it's really good to see someone like him, his confidence coming on, and like I say, you know, for me watching Al's videos the other day, I sent him a message and went, "Bloody hell, I need to up my game, Jesus Christ!" And he went, "Listen, mate, shut the hell up. If it doesn't inspire you, you should be inspired to go and make content." And it's those moments where you do have those moments where you go, "I've got a lot to learn, a lot to do." But it's nice.
The only thing I'll add is like when you guys go to Wax or whatever. So Specky come up to me and I kind of had a rough idea, like Specky, and you know I mean this in the nicest way. Like I have to have Eon with me at Wax Talk. It is
the funniest thing having Eon behind you, by the way.
It's intense. But Specky came up and handled his camera and he's like, "Oh, here we go." And then I clocked the hat and I was like, "It's freaking Specky!" And he was like, "Oh my God, you're happy to see me?" And I was like, "I know all your usernames. Like I'm one of those people that on my socials, I'm very aware from beginning, before everyone was using the word community and all whatever, I was very aware that if I don't interact with these people, I'm just a stale face online. And these are the customers, and it wasn't until remember and use your usernames, because people come with crazy usernames. I don't know, like the hairy housewife and stuff like that. And then you're like, who's this guy in the green hoodie? Oh wait, I know exactly who that is because he's got a weird name. So when you go to Wax Talk, like wear a cheesy t-shirt, or when you come up to meet me or anyone you want to see, just like, "Oh, hey, I'm Dave, but just to let you know, I'm 11332 Rotary on your Facebook page." "Oh, wow, 11332 Rotary. How you doing, dude?" Like, great conversation we had about, you know, speed dials, you know, and whatever. We're not going to know
that's something.
From the borough.
That's something that Vicky and Abigail picked up on their episode of the podcast when they were getting ready to go to Dubshed, and they said, "If you're a transformer, tell us who you are." There's a lot of people who have Instagram accounts where they're just the car and not the person, and they were joking about them being a transformer because, like, I'm just a car. My account is purely the car and nothing else. So they said, "Tell us who the hell you are, because if there's no picture of you, we don't know who you are." So it's a fair point.
To sound weird from that perspective, because I hate talking about it as like I'm the guy you're all going to come up and see. But being in that position, you have the guilt when people walk away and you're like, I know who that guy is, because I don't know who that guy is. But when we do realize, genuinely, at least I can speak from the heart, I look, and if you look at my YouTube, I pretty much comment back to every YouTube, and it is me that's liking the Instagram. It might not be me responding, but I do the hearts. It's like I've seen it. And then the team, sometimes it's the team that responds, but I'll always mark it with Alan if it's me. I pretty much know most of your usernames.
I think it's funny that Eon was there, and he's like that person that's next to the ambassador or something that leans over and says, "It's the Duke of Wellington, by the way." It just quietly in your ear, and you're like, "Oh, Duke of Wellington, nice to meet you." Yeah.
Honestly, he'll come up and he'll just be like, and I'll be like, "And who's this next?" And he'll be like, "This is Johnny from OIO." I'm like, "Johnny, what's your kid?"
Yeah. But it's funny. He's so stoic though. Like he's so stoic, and he's just really gently, quietly leaning over your shoulder.
I am going to crumble and fail this year. Eon's not here. He's covering another show. I'm going to Wax Talk solo. I'm trying to talk Marc Leddy into coming to be in my bodyguard. So he can be like.
When I've done celebrity clients, and I had this, they were talking to me about the same conversation when they walk down the street and everyone knows who they are, and obviously they can't go, Nick, how you doing, mate? You all right? And they, and in any real world, you'd go, do I go to school with that guy? Have I dated his sister? What's the crack? And they know you from the telly, and they go, all right, mate. And they're talking to him like he knows who he is, and he thinks he's supposed to know who that person is. So, to correlate with your story, what you're talking about is people know who you are, and they just.
It's a bad guilt. I left my first big show. I'm going to sound like such a bellend. I left my first big show after having a following on YouTube and not realizing that this was going to happen, feeling really guilty. So then I had to Google how to be a public speaker and stuff, and I found great blog posts from old American presidents about how I changed my language. So instead of, for example, people coming up to you and then you go, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you, and they look at you like, you've met me 3 times, bellend. Like, what's that all about? And they take it really personal. And you're like, this isn't my fault. You're my 100th person today. I'm really tired and I haven't had a coffee yet and I need to poo. So it's just like, think of it from my perspective, where I want to be the person you want me to be, but I'm 4 hours in. So I learned loads of little language and cool techniques so that even when I'm lying to you, you still feel okay about it.
I found it interesting when I started doing the content. I had people started to turn up on my driveway just to get, when I was going live, they saw I was going live and would turn up to give me something, a snow foam bottle, a product or something like that. And it's supremely bizarre to have that situation. But I always want to make time for people. Like if people phone me up and want to make and talk to me, I want to make time, because my heroes, the celebrities that are actual celebrities that are my heroes, my golfing idols that I've managed to cut their hair, they were so normal, and I was so lucky to be around golfers that were in my chair as celebrity clients rather than footballers, because I think I could have gone one way or the other. And it's taught me a really valuable lesson that the first thing they always said. The pop stars I've done, the golfers I've done, I won't name drop, but it's one of those situations where they would always ask me, how's the family? How's your daughter? What's going on? Are you all right? How's your health? I cut the world #1 golfer, and during lockdown, do you know what he did? He messaged me every day to ask me if I was all right. Just ask me if he knew I was on my own. He knew I wasn't with anybody. He knew I was struggling with my mental health. I couldn't go out of the house. And every day he would phone me and say, here's a book. Read this. Just check in and see if you're right. The world #1, and you just have to remember that these people are human, but they also, their responsibility as golfers to give back to charity. Golf is the biggest sport that gives back to charity on every level. And I see detailing and golf in a very similar mindset, that they just want to keep giving back. The bigger they get, the bigger the platform. Grow the brand, grow golf. Get it out there, because it's not the main sport, right? So detailing is probably the same. It's not the car industry. It's not BMW. It's not this. But we're here trying to push our way with our shoulders, trying to make characters. You need characters like Alan. You need characters like Jason. You need characters like Pan. You need characters like Ammo to set that to do these things so that the rest of us get the chance to eat. And it's kind of like those kind of things that the bigger the brand, the bigger the industry gets. And I said to Specky the other day, all I want to do on my channel is, because it's giving back my mental health, is basically bring as many people together as possible. So having like Alan on, having Jason on, I'm supremely nervous meeting these people for the first time, but my motto is bring the community together, make it bigger, see the big names talking to each other, make it a thing that it's not about on the lower levels where you see people going, matey down the streets charging less than this, geezers down the streets doing this, geezers down the streets doing that. It's about, look at the big guys, look at the top guys, confident, power, just so much self-awareness with what they're doing, so much, so confident in themselves. It doesn't matter about who takes that car or that car or that car. It's about the process, the journey, this, and this, if that makes sense. So my channel is about that, really. It's about trying to unleash this community and bring it out so that everyone can sort of be a part of it. And that's why I wanted to get you guys on. And I'm glad that you've come on as well, Mark. It's been fantastic to meet you. I know Specky's got a shoot.
Listen, pleasure being on. Absolute brilliant crack. Fantastic what you guys are doing as well. So
I won't go off on one tangent, but listen, I know Specky's going to wet himself if he doesn't come off the live. So we're going to end it there, guys. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks,
been fantastic meeting you all.
Thank you for having me on and putting up with my embarrassing nonsense.
We appreciate it, guys. And listen, feel free to. We've got a new podcast coming out with a few more people called The Big Review. It's going to be like Top Gear and Book Club all rolled into one. We're doing some challenges on there. It's the Hairy Housewife, myself. We've got Victor from Road to Detailing. We've got Gilly Wash, and we've got Devil in the Detail. We're going to have a bit of a laugh. There's going to be some live content on our pod. It's called Podbean. We're going to be going live. Same as this. You guys can jump on, ask questions. It's going to be a very interactive audience. We're also going to be aiming it at the beginner. So it's going to be the beginner's show. So it's going to be people who don't know what to buy. We're going to be featuring AM Details. We're going to be we're going to be featuring the AM Details. What we're going to do, Alan, is we're going to take the five of us are going to take a brand and take one product from each of your range and then all do a conversation on it. So we'll brand review the whole thing. So we do. Someone will have a shampoo, someone will have a snow foam, someone will have something else. And there you go. So it'd be exciting to make it more interactive. So guys, if you're listening to this show, feel free to go over to Podbean, subscribe to the Johnny Shield Detailing Oi Oi podcast.
And the Specky and Paul Talk Detailing podcast.
And also don't forget to listen to
the Hairy Housewife.
And the Hairy Housewife. Listen.
Go find the Hairy Housewife on YouTube.
Listen to them all. And don't forget to buy some AM sealant. Get it in there. Protect your vehicle.
Head on over and buy the charity wax.
Available and polished and waxed.
Exactly. Polished and waxed as well. Listen,
that's my training face. That's my training celebration face, where everyone just comes like.
I want to say a big thanks to Specky for getting absolutely leathered tonight at the podcast. He's always
shut up. I wasn't leathered. I was just happy.
He's brilliant.
You're gonna kill your breathalyzer before your bus tomorrow.
I want to say thanks to Darren for coming on. I want to say thanks to Amber. I want to say thanks to Alan.
Thanks to everyone who got involved in the chat.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it a lot.
We love the chat.
Thanks for coming on the chat. Listen, if you guys like this kind of content, don't forget to give a little thumbs up and let us know down in the comment section what you think of these podcasts. We always like to know. If you've got any questions, I'm sure this is on Alan's and my channel, so we can get back to you and let us know what you liked about the channel. Feel free to go. I'll tell you what I'll do. Go and find your best clip of the podcast. Post it. Tag us.
That's dangerous.
We know what that's going to be.
Tag us in the post, okay? And I will send you out some free goodies. The best one wins. If you can, it's probably going to be Specky holding microphones and dancing. That'll be pretty, or it could be Alan, not neglecting it. Not tromboning. So listen, go over there.
Got the balls.
Don't neglect the balls. Listen.
I mean, 3 days to Mark. That's the posture I'm stuck in.
So guys, there's a little competition there. Go and have a look around. See what your favourite clip is. Post it onto your Instagram channel. Tag us in it, and I'll send you out some free stuff. I've been Johnny Shield Detailing. I'm going to give you finish it off with a cheeky little oi podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.